Dumpty!
The joke's on you! Greetings and welcome to That Works, a DreamWorks podcast starring a happily unemployed photographer barely getting by with DoorDash, a disgruntled ex-journalist now writing Scott Pilgrim fan fiction, and a spineless, asthmatic 27-year-old curmudgeon sweeping movie theaters for a living. Are you okay?
What is happening over here?
I think he's trying to give me condolences for smashing an egg on my face.
Nah, that doesn't sound like him.
It's fine. It makes a really good hair gel. I'm just gonna smash an egg in my hair every day. Just get that good comb over
Just
look.
yeet it up there.
Just
I hope it wasn't grade
Oh,
A.
fuck.
Oh, you listening? He just whacked himself in the face.
Why am I doing so hard?
5-star right to the forehead.
I don't know what
I bet you that one would have broke the egg right on contact.
We haven't even gotten to the movie yet because we're hitting ourselves in the face.
I don't know why would you do? I just felt compelled to do the move, and the move came harder than I thought, and it just went really hard.
You're gonna make Jared snap Sam a third time.
Nigga gave himself a concussion. It's okay. I can still see straight. I'm fine.
Both Dickey's eyelids are dilated differently. What do we do?
I'm fine, guys. I'm great. I'm doing really good.
Today's episode is a 2011 release.
You wouldn't think of it from the title, but there's an egg in it.
Puss in Boots, part of the Shrek universe, Shrekverse, whatever it is.
The Shrekiverse.
Shrekiverse. Okay, it's a spinoff. It's a prequel, prelude, whatever you call it. Just everything that happened to him leading up to Shrek 2, even though Shrek 2 is like, I thought originally, because I hadn't seen this till a couple years ago for the first time, I thought it was going to lead right into Shrek 2, but it doesn't, which is good. It's its own thing.
It is. It's own.
There's a TV show that ran a couple seasons after it, and there's a sequel coming out in 2022. So, as of right now, at least. So it's its own section of the franchise now, and it's apparently still going.
The whole Puss in Boots thing. It's something. It's something to say.
It made a ton of money.
Yeah, it made a decent amount, too. Nominated for the Oscar, just like Kung Fu Panda 2 was.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll get into this one in a second. It's Puss in Boots.
It's Puss in Boots, because why not? And we don't have enough Antonio Banderas.
And again, can I just bring up
let's
Salma
be real
Hayek?
about this.
Can I just bring up Salma Hayek is in like every movie with him now?
Yeah, she really is.
Like, Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, they're both in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's got to be others. But I feel like they're always in the same
I feel
movies
like
together.
was she one of the
in
Zorro?
The Zorro? Yeah.
No, that's Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
But I feel like they're in a lot of projects together. Just because I think I saw her on the poster for Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, and I go, I wonder if Antonio Banderas is in it. I go, oh, yeah, there he is.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
So,
I mean, hey, I don't mind their pairing. I think
Wasn't he in Spy Kids too?
Yeah, he was. He was the dad.
he was the dad.
Dude, I love it. That was my first taste of Antonio Banderas. I'm like, oh, I like this taste. I want a whole soup. Like,
Can I get the soup so I can melt like the snowman on the candles' heads?
exactly. I want a Banderas soup. That's really what I want right now. I want to slurp that man.
Oh,
all right, I'll stop.
Well, that might be.
There's the line. There's the line.
There's the line.
Rated PG.
It's over there.
I went a little past it.
Without further ado, this is Puss in Boots. In a prelude to his role in the Shrek movies, Puss in Boots' origins are revealed. After years living as a thief, Puss runs back into his old childhood friend, Humpty Dumpty, whose dreams of finding magic beans has paid off. Puss begrudgingly helps his old friend along with Kitty Softpaws to infiltrate the giant's castle to steal the goose that lays the golden eggs. At the same time, criminal duo Jack and Jill are hot on the trio's tails.
This is a fever dream of a movie.
To start, this is my second time, but I saw it the first time in like 2018 or 17. Like it's been pretty recent.
We both started the last one, so it's gonna be your turn.
Okay, I was gonna say. I only watched this years ago because I was working through all the best animated feature nominees, and this is one where it's like, well, I guess I have to watch Puss in Boots.
I guess it has to happen.
At that point, I had not seen the fourth Shrek movie, kind of burnt out on Shrek after the third one.
You were Shrek.
And after I watched it, I was like, that was fine. And then a couple years passed, now we're doing this. I didn't remember really anything. It's one of those things, as the movie's going, I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens. I will say, I feel like I remember a weird amount. And I don't know why. I think it's just because it's such a fever dream of a movie.
I don't remember any of it. I honestly, viewers, and listeners, I didn't even remember that Jack and the Beanstalk was a part of this.
No, we didn't
Which is like an integral part. They are trying to find the magic beans.
I guess you know where my brain was at while I was watching this. It was not.
Just it was. Humpty Dumpty the entire time.
I was like,
well, to be fair,
or no, my brain was going, "Hey, that's the voice of the dude driving the boat." No, that wasn't. That was Seth.
What?
That's Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
This is Zach Galifianakis.
Wow, I'm tired.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
I was gonna say just. I can't even say
He really had
how do you just?
He had an excellent role.
I really got scrambled there. I'm sorry.
This is just really.
We're not gonna make this over easy for you.
No. I just made that.
I know.
Shut up.
I didn't hear you.
Stop
because
shouting
you're so quiet.
these out.
I don't even know what like. I don't want to. It's not a bad movie. It's
surprisingly not.
And I feel like while you're watching it, you're like, yeah, there's way more effort put into this than you need. Be. But it's kind of unremarkable because if months have passed and seeing it a second time and I forget a lot of it, I think that says at least, that's, for me, for just, individually, it's like, yeah, just not taking much away from this.
I mean, that's totally fair. I'm in a very similar boat with you where it doesn't deserve to be as good as, and I'm saying it's a great movie, but how is it good enough? Like a random spin-off of Antonio Banderas and a cat is a decent enough movie for me to actually enjoy watching it. I don't remember it that well. I sure as hell remember like very specific points in it, like Humpty Dumpty and Heavy and Egg. But
yeah, it's got a higher Rotten Tomatoes score than Kung Fu Panda 2. But everything else
is just wrong.
I know.
Oh my god.
Because it's all about, we've talked about stuff like, it's all context. Like, comparing this to the two Shrek sequels, it's like, hey, what a fun one-off adventure, which it's not a one-off because the show and the sequel coming, whereas the other one is, oh, this isn't as funny as the first one. Again, I don't understand why this, at least critics thought this was way better than this.
Did the show or the movie come out first?
Oh, the movie.
The movie did.
The show.
I bet you the movie was just good enough. They're like, heck, let's just turn it into a series. Why not? People liked it enough.
I got to be honest with you. I think I didn't hate the movie. I didn't love the movie. But
you expected to hate it, right? Or no?
Kind of just went into it like, just let's check this off the list.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's nothing I would have watched had it not been for this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Puss in Boots is the type of character I really don't care about their backstory. It would have been a much stronger character, I think, for me had it had more Shrek characters in it. Had it had something that was more familiar, because at that point, Shrek 3. We talked about Shrek 4 yet? Yeah, we have talked about Shrek 4.
Yeah,
it's a couple of episodes ago.
It's weird.
How do you come off of 4 Shrek movies and then make a prequel spinoff way back.
Well,
I mean,
it's just weird how separated it is.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's a Shrek spinoff. I'm surprised they didn't try to really play up the fact that it's a Shrek spinoff.
Well, because Donkey and Puss, like, that's one of the best relationships in the other movies.
It is. It's 100%. If Donkey, right? I remember this. I'm remembering this correctly, right? Donkey never showed up at all, right?
No,
to my recollection.
There's like no Shrek character.
That's what I thought. I just want to be sure.
Again, helps it stand on its own, but I think that also hurts it.
Exactly, because props to the directors and creators for really making it its own thing, because it's such an easy crutch to fall on. Is just to make it as Shrek as
Just to Shrek it as much as they can.
Exactly. Just you want to juice all that Shrek money, and they did it.
But in this situation, even if they didn't use Shrek himself, like Donkey, just the Shrek characters again would have given it a familiarity that it doesn't have.
100%.
And then it felt like they tried to make this like weird Western sort of story out of it, but then it's not that.
It leans it because the Puss in Boots character, because it is a character outside of Shrek. It's a fairy tale thing. They leaned into the Zorro aspect because Antonio Banderas had played Zorro.
Yeah, that's definitely
so. For this, it's like, hey, let's make this an animated kids Zorro movie, but Zorro is a cat, and it's not the same type of story, but it's kind of that type. It's very Zorro. It's very because the swashbuckling part of this, like just when it's an action sequence, it's fun.
It is.
It is fun. Everything between with the characters, I just don't care. Because we know where he ends up and we never see anyone else again. Mm-hmm. So that hurts it. Unless you have something very compelling happening already, or something that comes to fruition at the end that is heavier and deeper than what we get, we don't really care because it's like, well, we know he'll be all right.
Exactly.
He ends up in Shrek.
That's one of the big issues with prequels in general.
I'm going to open this can. Can I open a can of worms?
Go for it.
That's one of the big issues with Rogue One.
It is walking on eggshells.
Throw it. That aside, the flashback stuff with Humpty and Puss is not that bad.
No.
But then they turn it and they make it, what do they call it? The Deus Ex Machina or Ex Machina?
What do you mean? Something convenient shows up?
Well...
He gets them
when he's explaining it, they do that whole montage of he was just always there controlling your destiny.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a
what is that? It's not Deus Ex Machina, but it's just a cliche.
It's the twist. It's the reveal. It's he was always there, and you go,
but he wasn't. I just watched that scene. Like
exactly
this guy moving his hand and the egg's there. That's not really a clever way to do this.
Yeah, I know it. It was just weird. I think for me, just how chaotic and just bizarre the plot is.
You say that now, but then you hate Boss Baby, which is this on steroids.
It's
that is an absurdist fantasy.
It's different,
and
vibes.
You hate it.
I can't do Boss Baby.
It's a whole other conversation.
I know, believe me.
I'm just saying. You're talking about how you like the absurdity and chaos, but that is exactly what Boss Baby is, and you hate it.
But Boss Baby feels like it's trying to be more spoon-fed, pun intended, than this is.
There is way more heart to Boss Baby than there is in this movie.
There is.
I don't like Boss Baby.
Even the first one. The first one. The heart is there whether or not it meanders or not. But again, that's a different podcast. We'll get into that. Okay, that's fair. Whatever.
But there are fun, chaotic spots.
I think if you would have taken Humpty out of this and just had Jack and Jill be the main villains.
Or at least have Humpty be in it, but I was fine with him not being a twist villain.
Yeah, I would.
Fine with that.
Just because,
but the villain part of it makes sense at the same time because of how they did the flashbacks. But just but
it's kind of like how they set it up as he feels betrayed by Puss. Mm-hmm. They end up having to work together, and you have that development, that the character arcs of they both slowly remember why they're friends. Mm-hmm. They get what they went out that their whole lives have been talking about and searching for. They get it, and that is basically their friendship is is being remade. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do that twist, you kind of shatter all that. Yes, it comes back to, he ends up turning back during the third act climax, right? And it's like, yeah, but you kind of ruined it. He was in cahoots.
But it took a whole third of the movie and just threw it out the window because they would rather make an interesting plot turn than...
I wonder if they didn't make the montage where he was always there manipulating everything, if it was just more like he got when they get what they wanted, when they get what they want, he just says, oh no, I'm just gonna keep this for myself.
Yeah, that works just fine. It's because then you're not shattering the friendship progression.
You are shattering the friendship,
but not in the same way is what I mean.
Yeah,
it's instead of not like I'm doing this to you, it's I'm going to be selfish and take this for myself because I don't think you deserve this. I was using you. Whereas the other way that the movie does it, where I'm using you, is like, oh well, these guys have been chasing us. I was in cahoots.
I was playing it the whole.
Why did they chase you at all? If it's kind of like
because they had to play their part, of course.
Just
duh.
Yeah,
because it makes it's that thing where when movies do the twist, it takes some of the air out of the sail, window of the sail, whatever the thing is.
Yeah,
I can't think right now.
Enough.
But the thing is that chase in the canyon with Jack and Jill after them in the cart. That's fun. That was fun.
That's the main part of the movie I remember.
And you lose a little bit of that because if they're working for Humpty, and you want coming on a rewatch. The whole time I remember the whole betrayal, and I go, I'm still liking the movie. I think I liked it more the second time because I knew where it was headed, but it's not as entertaining because it's like, I know what that's gonna happen. You start questioning, why do this? Why you're doing way more work than you need to.
Yeah,
I think the whole wasn't the explanation like you had to have a reason to help me. It's like it just feels lazy.
It just felt like it was, just that plot part seemed odd, but I don't know. I'm able to just shut that off and kind of enjoy the stupidity and the.
Yeah. And
but you can't do it with Boss Baby?
No, I can't, Jake.
Stop. We gotta save this. This is
I will fight you on that.
I mean, we've been doing this to him since we started recording them.
I was going to say when you were talking about like the Rogue One thing, I almost think of it as like Solo. It's a fine, fun little thing that you don't need to care about, but it's kind of better if it didn't exist because I don't need to know where he came from.
That's a good comparison.
You take the mystery out of the backstory, and that kind of simplifies the character a little bit.
That takes away from
I'd rather see him in the present of where the franchise is and not going back and see how he got here.
I really like that comparison. That's exactly how
additionally, Rogue One, the Star Wars universe would be better off without Rogue One.
Disagree.
Without having filled that plot hole. That was a plot hole that did not need to be filled.
No,
full of characters we don't care. I don't care.
Why should I care?
I'm not going to fight you on that. Oh God, I'm not.
I will not.
You're going to get me to go down this road.
I know we don't want to go down this road.
I will not deny you that it is a well-made movie.
And the third act is fun for the most part.
It's really
as a part of the Star Wars canon. It's unnecessary to the point where it is unlikable.
From
my perspective,
that's what I was about to say. I can respect that opinion. I can see where I can see where you're coming from. The issue I have is that I was overly invested. Well, not overly invested. That's the wrong way to say it. I was really invested in it, and so I read the book that came out before. And this is unfair. Lucasfilm should not have to.
The one that came out before Rogue One, or
Which
like then expanded universe from way back in the 90s.
No, it came out right before Rogue One. It's called Catalyst. It's a really good book, but you should not have to rely on a book to give backstory. You should be able to do that in the movie.
Rogue One should have just been a book then. I feel that's a better book because we have more time with all those characters.
Because I love the hell
you could have done book. You could have done a whole series with just those characters, and Rogue One could have been the end of the
more
series.
Time. I know there's that show coming, whatever.
Dude,
but we need more. I know we're getting off topic, but
there's not much to talk about with Puss in Boots, though.
Yeah. More time with them.
Can I get one more?
This is different.
I want to get one more line in about the needing more time with them.
Here we go.
I wish with my whole heart that at that point they had Disney Plus out. Because if they made a Disney Plus series, kind of like The Mandalorian, kind of like what they're going to do with Obi-Wan, kind of like what they did with all their Marvel stuff, a 6-episode series about just those characters having to deal with everything, I think that would have fit a lot better than just the movie that we got.
Mm-hmm. And again, I don't have anything against any of the characters. I just don't care.
Yeah,
they're all dead.
That's totally fair.
And you know,
I know you have to be under a rock to not know that at this point.
Well, and the thing that upset me about the movie, and this is going to be my last point about it, was it did a good job of making me care about whatever her name is.
Jen Erso.
And then
I forgot that was her name.
And then by the time the end of the movie hits, you're like, "Oh, okay, oh crap."
Mm-hmm. It's like what's gonna happen.
And I was like, "No, I'm all for a sad ending of a movie," but then I was like, then it just became the first whatever part of A New Hope.
But are you telling me your life was not dramatically increased, or what was a good way to phrase this? Are you telling me that you did not feel uplifted in just a sense of overall enjoyment when you saw Vader slice down them fools?
One sequence does not fix a 2-hour movie.
I realized that.
I was really hoping they weren't going to do that, and then they did it. It's kind of like when I got to the end of Fallen Jedi, the video game, and Vader shows up, and you're like, oh. I'm not going to fight him. I'm just going to run from, whatever.
I mean, interesting.
Regardless, the technology that they use to reconstruct, what is it,
1977.
You're talking...
the release date or when they made it?
No, I'm talking...
He's talking about Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked bad.
No. I'm talking about that. I'm also talking about I had forgotten about that. Thank you for reawakening my nightmares. I was more talking about the way that they reconstructed 1977 Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Like it was fine.
It was less weird than Grand Moff Tarkin.
Interesting. I think it was worse.
Why?
It was the talking. It was just
it's one word though, not 5 scenes where he is.
I realize that, but they at least put a bunch of shadows. Wait, no, this is a full-on one.
Here we go.
But they at least put like more shadows on Peter Cushing's face, so it didn't seem as obvious. Leia was in the light. She was in the bright light, and you could see that face, that computer-generated face, more than Tarkin, and that's why it just felt wrong to me.
That was after Fisher passed, right?
No.
Before.
It was before.
Okay.
Way before.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, we cannot
Puss in Boots.
keep talking about
Puss in
Rogue
Boots.
One.
We were talking about Puss in Boots.
Not Rogue
the
One.
Rogue One of the DreamWorks catalog.
But yeah, it still bothers me. It shouldn't be as good as it is. And I'm not saying it's great.
It looks good,
but
it's pretty.
Again, parts of it feel lazy, but I think there's much more thought put into this because they could have easily just shelled out
let's get
a really
these
lazy thing.
again.
But I think they were trying. And it actually, looking at the animation outside of one thing I'll mention in a second, doesn't look bad. It looks fine.
Yeah.
That being said,
Mr.
Humpty Alexander Dumpty, voiced by Zach Galifianakis, is terrifying.
That image of just a face on a shell will give me nightmares.
It's the uncanny valley thing where his face looks superhuman, and you've just put it on this non-human thing, and I think that's why it's making us going like...
Who thought that was a good idea? Who? I
don't know. And it's
who at DreamWorks?
Probably Zach Galifianakis himself.
I mean, I'm sure he would be down for it. That's hilarious.
Those sneering faces he's making, like in the "he was always there" thing, where he's part of me feels like, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe that was supposed to be a joke that he was always there. But again, it doesn't present it like it's for I wonder if that's what they're going for, but it just didn't land. I'm starting to think that now, in case someone in the comments is like, that was supposed to be a joke. You idiots. So we're like, yeah, we're already idiots. We've established that. I'm just saying.
A lot of things go over my head.
If it's supposed to be funny, it didn't land. And if it's not supposed to be funny, it kind of deflates the movie.
Dude, if it's not funny to Dickey, it's not funny.
But Boss Baby's funny.
Oh, Boss Baby's hilarious.
Dude,
Boss Baby is the Return of the Jedi.
No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You know it is.
Absolutely not. I will fight. I will fight that opinion until I die.
Mark Hamill could have been the baby.
No. I know Mark Hamill will do everything because Mark Hamill is an amazing person, but he should not do that. No.
We've touched a nerve. We got to lay off the nerve. We want it ready for that episode.
I think I'm more. He's going to go like.
I'll start hissing. What?
Crazy on us.
Yeah. Don't you dare. Don't you dare compare those two movies.
I think when you smashed that egg on him, you might have like
smashed his brain.
It caused a bit of a hemorrhage.
You know, it's a little bit sore. Well, no, the part that's sore is the part that you didn't follow through.
No, the part that sore is you hitting yourself in the face.
That too.
That's your
follow through. I laid it on you and it went.
Homie, you gotta push. Like if you got a clonk, I'm like, what the heck? I wasn't ready for a clonk. I was ready for a squish.
I should have squished it in my hand first. And then...
Oh, that would have been yeah.
I tried.
Yeah, but you're weak.
I'm not weak. My hands are just little and soft.
Like Humpty Dumpty's?
Like his soft, warm, moist hands.
Moist.
Moist.
Poached.
You want a supple poached egg?
What?
Maybe an omelet.
Well, at least if you made an omelet out of that egg, you wouldn't have to see its face anymore.
That is true.
No, the face would be on the side of the omelet. Just go. It just frozen in time, and then you have to eat it.
I can't.
I just don't know what to follow up.
Do we have? What did I write? I haven't looked at any of my notes. I said that.
There's not really. I'm surprised.
Well, at least you have notes. Dickey, do you have notes?
I just shoot from the soul.
I did write down a line that made me like pull a muscle gagging, and it's when Humpty says, "I'll tell you this, my friend, it ain't over easy."
Yeah. We love the egg pun.
Didn't you already make that pun in?
Not like that. That should be verbatim. There we go. That should be word for word from the movie.
That's amazing, honestly.
I have nothing else to say. It's a middle, if not lower half DreamWorks movie. It's fine.
What are you kidding?
Just
top tier, right up there with Boss Baby.
Yo, top 10 right here. This
number
is
one.
This is
number
one. This is better than Prince of Egypt.
Best Shrek thing. It's the best Shrek thing that exists.
Oh my god. Yes.
I mean, it kind of went the way of Madagascar with that, didn't it?
True.
I mean, yeah. It definitely did.
Except this is Shrek 5. I still don't get it. Yeah. Why don't you have more of the Shrek property in a Shrek spin-off?
Because they wanted to make it its own thing. That's why.
Again, we haven't watched the series. This probably sets up the series because if you don't run this straight into Shrek 2, it's easier to be like, hey, we have this amount of time, however big we want it, between them. We can shove anything we want. We can do anything we want.
Do you really think before this movie, like while this was in production, they were planning a TV show?
Probably. Yes.
You really think so?
I do.
I really think it just came because of this was
the TV show premiered compared to when
because I really think
I'm gonna guess it's right away.
They would have been
it's a Netflix show, right?
I think
it's
so.
It's Netflix original, yes. It's made for Netflix, I'm fairly certain.
Maybe not right away.
That's what I'm saying.
2015, it was 4 years later.
See? They saw the reception for this and was like, okay, let's make a series. I sincerely thought they had a series in mind when they were making
77 episodes. I thought it was 60.
77?
I hope that show is much better than this movie.
Holy crap.
Again,
if it's
more
as
time,
good as this movie?
More time. And I've heard
do you think more time would fix this movie, though? I know you've kind of alluded to that, but...
Well, if you think about the crux of the whole emotional side of the movie is their friendship and how it ended. You have a show run for a season or two where they're friends, and then like the end of a season is when that happens. That works. That works!
But
I think
Humpty probably isn't in the show, right?
I don't know. I'm saying if the show instead of the movie. You were saying, would this movie work better as a show? I think... if you have your little episodic misadventures with them when they're younger, and then it gets to the point where that happens, or even if you age them up and then that's when it happens. You know what I'm saying? I think that works better. But that's always the case. It's like you have more time. It's always going to be better. You know, execution is a whole nother conversation. But
that is true.
If you have more time, that usually makes things feel, heavier.
Also, I just realized that they didn't get Antonio Banderas back for the Adventures of Puss in Boots.
Yeah, oftentimes they don't get the big names for those.
Yeah, because I don't think... wait, Toby. Wasn't that the name of the egg? No, Humpty. It's right here. I'm sorry.
What is happening?
What is the name of the egg?
I don't know why. For a second I saw Toby. I'm like, oh, I feel like that's the name of... No, not even close. Toby. It's Humpty Dumpty, obviously. Yeah, Humpty is not, in fact, in the show.
Any closing thoughts?
Humpty is not in the show. Just
Humpty
like Rogue
Dumpty
One should not be in the
fall.
canon.
Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Humpty Dumpty fell on my face and got me all sticky.
What a disgrace.
That's it. That's all I got.
Anything, Jake?
Humpty Dumpty should not be in the canon, similar to Rogue One.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay.
I cared more about Humpty Dumpty than any of the characters in Rogue One. You know why? Because he's not dead!
Didn't I send you that meme I found of the action figures from Rogue One?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. Yeah, it was just dust.
No, it wasn't dust. It was charcoal.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's hot. But I'll tell you what, I prefer propane.
You know what I prefer? Y'all stop ragging on Rogue One. It's not that bad.
No, it's not that good either.
Anyway.
I'd place it somewhere in between Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith.
Damn.
Puss in Boots!
That's it.
Yep, that was Puss in Boots, another installment in That Works, a DreamWorks podcast.
Don't forget, give us a like, follow, subscribe. Pay attention to what wewe're posting. We usually have funny stuff coming your way. We'll leave you with the chicken dance.
Oh, wait, next.
Tease the next episode.
Yep, our 24th episode brings us back to another beloved franchise.
Oh, no.
Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. We'll see you next time.
Polka dot, polka dot, polka dot.
Rolling down the river. Rolling,
It's on the river.
Really?
Rolling on the river. We've had this over the head.
We've had this discussion.
Yeah, you guys are singing it at the end, and I go, it's on the river.
That's right.
Me being Mr. El Sticko and Mutto.
Sticko up, butto.
Sticko up, butto.
Are you ready?
I'm waiting for you guys to shut up. I wait till you guys stop, count, and then start, so there's cushion.
This is the problem. We're tired, and so we're not gonna...
It's loopy hour.
Is it...
Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty